spent in a miserable way.
What is the statute of limitations for being a jerk goofball hellraiser? The Washington Post. In 1983, just before winning a third term as Louisiana's governor, Edwin Edwards famously said that was if I am caught in bed with either a dead girl or a live boy. Presumably, no one checked his yearbook. Given today's on Virginia government, Ralph Northam D., which raises several questions we must ask ourselves. What is the statute of limitations for being an inconsiderate, thoughtless, jerk goofball hellraiser? Can a person whom the verdicts in both of these cases were swift and unyielding in the public square, where all accusations seem to be adjudicated these days? Kavanaugh, much of what was treated by some members of the Senate Judiciary Committee as the closest thing to evidence against Kavanaugh came from his high school yearbook page. Did he or didn't he? In Northam's case, a photo on his personal page in his yearbook featured two individuals, one wearing blackface and the other dressed as a member of the Ku Klux Klan. The image isn't just, did the young individuals think they were just goofing around? Most likely, Northam apologized when the photo first surfaced, which, in light of his life since medical school, would suffice in a normal world. But not in today's. The governor surely has made things worse for himself by changing his tune, now saying he doesn't think he's in the picture, combined with confessing to another experiment in blackface, also in 1984, when he performed in a dance contest. It's nearly always. Interestingly, both Northam and Kavanaugh were faced with similar decisions, whether to drop out and put an end to the public torture and protect their families, or stay the course, because surrender would seem an admission of guilt. We know by Northam. For Kavanaugh, dropping out most likely would have meant an end to his judicial career, even at the lower court level. And then where would he? Kavanaugh's story ended as it should have. By any measure of, read more from, or read more. We are a participant in the Amazon Services LLC Associates Program, an affiliate advertising program designed to provide a means for us to earn fees by linking to Amazon.com and affiliated sites.
Raindrop, drop top, top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.